Nuggets, and tonight he goes up against arguably one of the best centers in the NBA. Does not get the notoriety of the Robinsons and the Ewings and the Olajuwon, but if you ask general managers around the league if there's one center they may want to start their team with, it might be Brad Daugherty. And the Nuggets come up with the jump ball. Ever since the Nuggets snapped their 14-game losing streak, they have played 500 ball over the last 8 games, won 4 and lost 4, and coming off the victory in Dallas on Thursday night. The shot clock is down to 7 seconds. Reggie Williams inside. They'll make Daugherty work, and it's a 3-second violation against Denver. So the Cavs have the ball for the first time. Last night they won in Los Angeles, beating the Clippers 100-92. Cavs led by 18 early in the fourth quarter, and then found themselves in a 2-point game. But Mark Price hitting 2 big baskets, including a 3 to win it. So it's other end taking it down on Mutombo. Alfonso Ellis, who had 16 boards against Dallas. Great move by Jackson as he fakes Price out.
Yeah, that's just a great offensive move by Chris Jackson, and he's got to do that. Keep Mark Price busy on the defensive end tonight.
Mark Price taking a look. Great 2-man game between Price and Daugherty. You're looking at one of the fine offensive machines in the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers, but so far 0 for 2 tonight. They lead the league in field goal percentage, in foul shooting, and in assists, and have the second fewest turnovers. And another 3-second violation against the Nuggets, their second of this early ball game. The Cleveland Cavaliers, one of the smartest teams and unselfish teams, a team that just doesn't beat itself.
They play very well together, stay within what Lenny Wilkins wants them to do, Al.
Even though they don't have John Williams coming off the bench, there is Gerald Wilkins. He's a pickup from the Knicks, signed as an unrestricted free agent. And he's moved into the starting lineup the last 2 with the injury to the veteran Mike Sanders, who's out with a bruised thigh and not playing tonight. Wilkins has struck for 19 points in each of those 2 starts. Jackson, look at the rest of the 3. Got it. And it's Chris Jackson 5 and the Cavaliers 3. So a quick start for Jackson, who scored 24 in Dallas, scored 20 in San Antonio on the 2-game trip. Is a team that likes to shoot the 3-pointer. Price using more 3-pointers than any Cavalier in the team history.
Well, Al, he's almost shooting 50% from the 3-point line. That's a great percentage.
Liberty can't get it to go. And the Cavs come back, trailing by 2. Here is Price, perpetual motion. But the Nuggets like to see the Cavs run. They want them to run with Denver for the course of this game. Feel they could possibly wear them down in the late stages. Daugherty uses the 265 pounds. Nice soft touch, but it doesn't go. Another board by Ellis, and here the Nuggets pushing it. Williams, alley-oop, and Liberty smacks it home.
That was just a great fast break play. A good outlet pass by Alfonso Ellis to Reggie Williams to get that started.
The Nuggets take a 7-3 lead. Dennis will try to get Marcus Liberty going. Everybody thought Todd Lickney would step in for the injured Mark Macon. But Issel going with Liberty, who has not played the last couple of games. Reggie Williams called for a foul. Reggie, who set up Marcus Liberty. Reggie showing he's doing it all, and this time gets a pretty assist. Marcus may say next time do it a little higher, but you still got the point across.
Definitely.
3 minutes into the first quarter, Gerald Wilkins makes his move on the former Cavalier, Reggie Williams. And now Larry Nance, who turned 34 in February. 2 Nuggets are there, and 2 Nuggets are also under the boards. Nuggets start off swarming. When they swarm defensively, it is generally a good night ahead. Jackson, look at the wrist. And Chris Jackson is on fire to start this ball game. 3 for 3, including a 3-pointer, and 7 of the 9 Nugget points off the fingertips of Chris Jackson. Wilkins over Ellis, and he's got it. Gerald Wilkins, very much a streak shooter, and he's got it going early.
Well, that's one thing the Nuggets got to be careful of. The Cavaliers set a lot of picks, and they're going to have to talk to each other tonight and help each other out.
9-5, the Nuggets in front, 4 minutes in. Liberty finds Ellis. And Alfonso Ellis drills it. one of the great power dunkers in the NBA. And he gives the Nuggets an 11-5 start. Nuggets will be back home Monday night against Minnesota for the next 5 games for Denver, right here at McNichols Arena. Doherty in low to Larry Nance, who on this McNichols Arena floor won the first ever slam dunk contest. And here's the newest slam dunk entrance, Chris Jackson, handling the ball for the Nuggets. Because he's working on some surprises. May try some out tonight.
All right. Well, I was Larry Nance, a slam dunk coach that year.
Were you? Yeah. So are you going to help Chris out?
Oh, yes, I will.
Williams for 2, and it comes up short, and out of the pack comes Mark Price, averaging 20 points per game, penetrates, and picks up the foul. I believe it's on Liberty trying to get him outside, but Price was just a blur. And yes, Marcus Liberty has his first personal foul.
Well, that's one of the things also the Nuggets got to do. They got to pick Mark Price up very early. He's a very veteran player, smart, and he noticed that Chris Jackson wasn't on him and got to the lane that time. And
by fouling Mark Price, you were essentially given Cleveland 2 3 points. The top leading, or the top foul shooter in the league at 95%. As a matter of fact, with his shooting this year, is now 144 for 151. He has moved past Rick Barry all time in the NBA. The top foul shooter ever in league history at 90.5%. Lenny Wilkins, and this team is certainly built in his image. Mild-mannered, very quiet individual who played the game with great smarts, competitive nature, discipline. And Lenny Wilkins is now the 5th all-time leading coach in wins in NBA history, 839. He's just 99 away from right out of back. Mark that appears to be untouchable. And as off LaFonso, he had the right idea, but the ball ricocheted the wrong way. And a timeout will be taken. Good, crisp by 2, and now it's a tie game. And Larry Nance, that soft jumper, and it's 6 straight points for the Cavs, and they tie it up for the first time tonight. Chris Jackson is 7, the Nuggets eat 11. 6.5 to go in the first. Jackson fires, got it again. Chris Jackson, 4 for all from the outside, and he's not thinking of the slam dunk contest right now. Maybe more of the long-range shootout. Price being followed by several Nuggets. It leaves Nance open, and Doherty for the short jump. The Cleveland Cavaliers are a team that they don't just make that 1 extra pass, they'll make the 2 extra passes.
Oh yeah, they're a very unselfish team, and all the tough teams up in the league are very unselfish.
Doherty comes out to make Jackson think otherwise. Reggie Williams yet to get into the flow of the offense. That was a force, and now Price off and running. He has Wilkins with Alice. And the Cavs take the lead for the first time. And a big start for Gerald Wilkins, 7 points.
Well, after Reggie took that shot that time, Gerald Wilkins just took off and got a layup that time. Mark Price made a great pass.
Wilkins all over Williams, who swishes it in. Reggie keeping that toe glued to the ground, and he ties the score at 15. Reggie been on a tear of late. Last 3 games, 22 points, shooting a crisp 63% from the floor. Now it's Ellis guarding Doherty. He likes that weight differential and makes the move. And it's a foul on Ellis. LaFonso, one of the big guys around, but at 240 gives away about 25 pounds to that former Tar Heel, Brad Doherty.
Well, Brad just makes a real quick spin move. He has a lot of repertoire of shots, and he wanted to use his height and weight that time against LaFonso Ellis.
Doherty is certainly a consistent player. This year he is averaging 21 points per ball game. The last 2 years he's averaged 21.5 and 21.6 points a game. You know what you're getting from Brad Doherty.
Other than scoring the points like you just saw on the screen, he's a great passer too.
Best passing center in the NBA, and of course that makes it difficult to double team Doherty because he gets that pass out to the open man most of the time. Price looping inside to Mutombo, and he eludes both Doherty and Nance, and Dikembe scores his first bucket of the night, and he puts the Nuggets back in front.
Well, Dikembe had good balance that time with his feet, enabling him to get that shot down.
Price twisting and turning, 4 Nuggets are are up there, and the 5th one comes away with it. Chris Jackson into the hands of Williams. He sneaks inside. Now the mismatch. Liberty guarded by the smaller Price. Williams with Price on him. Mutombo over Doherty, and that's off the line. 17-16. The Nuggets cling to the 1-point lead. Craig Elo, Mr. Versatility. With Sanders out, Elo, who's been starting at the guard spot alongside Price, moves to the forward with that man, Wilkins, inserted at the guard. Wilkins gets the long rebound, and he plays rejected by Ellis, but the foul. And the reaching in foul on Marcus Liberty, who has his 2nd personal.
Well, the Nuggets got to be careful because Gerald Wilkins is not known for his outside shooting, and I think he knew that shot was off and went right to the offensive board. And this time he just takes the ball to the hole after he got his offensive rebound. Got a foul on Marcus with the reach in.
Gerald Wilkins will go to the line. He's the only real difference or change that the Cavaliers have made. Signed as an unrestricted free agent. The Knicks weren't even considering re-signing him. Todd Lichty goes in, and Marcus Liberty goes out with the 2 points and the 2 personal fouls. You see on the bench in civilians, both Mark Macon and Brian Stiff. Nuggets waiting anxiously for the day that both of them will be together again on the floor in uniform.
Well, you mentioned them, the Cavaliers getting Gerald Wilkins. Another reason they got him is he gives Michael Jordan a tough time.
And the Cavs in their last 4 playoff appearances have been eliminated by the Bulls 3 occasions. Last year in the Eastern Conference Finals. Williams with 3. And Doherty standing still gets the rebound. Doherty has 32 rebounds in the last 2 games. Wins over the Clippers and the Suns. Nice on the fly. And it's his first field goal of the night.
That's another great play by Mark Price. He looked off like he was going to pass the ball back to Doherty. Throws the defense, and great shooter.
This is the Cavs' biggest lead of the game. 3 points. 3:15 left. Jackson has some trouble with Nance. The open man for the moment was Ellis. Picked up by Nance, but Ellis for the finger roll. Makes the power move against the former All-Star Larry Nance, who's making a bid to get to his 3rd All-Star game this year. Price and Jackson right on top of him, not giving him any room. With the left hand, it's Nance. Larry Nance played 44 minutes last night, Walt, against the Clippers. Nuggets would like to make him work very early. On the run with the left hand, Reggie Williams gets his own rebound. And then loses it off the foot. McNichols Arena, big crowd on hand, and there is a timeout. There's the by Milk. You're not a kid anymore. The Nuggets are shooting 56% so far in this first quarter. They shot over 50% in the win against Dallas, but even with that 56 percentile, Nuggets are losing by 3. That's because Denver has yet to go to the foul line, and the Cavs have hit 5 of 6 from there. Elo and Lichty face to face. The Cavs with the ball and the lead. Price with Jackson right on him, so he goes to 3. And it's off the fingertips of LaFonso Ellis and out of bounds.
Well, that time Mark Price got 3 picks and pulled up for the 3-pointer. But that's the kind of effort that Chris Jackson's going to have to give all night tonight.
Price has been cold. Oh, Mutombo plucks it out of the air. And now Jackson, and he fires by Price and over Doherty. A beauty by Chris Jackson. And he's already in double figures here in the first quarter. 2 outstanding plays on the defensive end by Mutombo, offensive end by Jackson. And Wilkins will not have it happen. The foul is on Gerald Wilkins, taking LaFonso Ellis down, and that call warrants a standing ovation from the Nuggets coach.
Well, Gerald Wilkins, that's what he likes to do. Take the ball to the hole. LaFonso Ellis sees him coming, steps in, gets a great call.
Gerald Brandon checks in. Now Jackson on the other end. Weaves his way through and then goes over the big man. Number 11, Brandon, the second-year man for the Cavs out of Oregon, their first-round draft pick last year. And Chris Jackson gets a nice hand. He's replaced by Robert Pack. Jackson goes out 5 of 5, 11 points. Has outscored Price 11-4 in this first quarter. Lichty wheels around. Pack can't hold on. Here is Wilkins with a head of steam. And a former slam dunk participant, Gerald Wilkins, and he's in double figures with 11 points. A big start for Wilkins. Without him, the Cavs would be in deep trouble here tonight in the first quarter. Lichty slices through. 24-21, Cavs by 3. We're down to a minute 10 left. Wilkins tries it from the outside. And Nance controls it. Cleveland not a good rebounding team. That's about their only weakness. But right now, they win the boards in that outing and lead the Nuggets 8-6 in rebounds. Inside the final minute of the first quarter, Nuggets try to move to within 2. Williams. Mutombo keeps it alive. Push. Alfonso Ellis with 6 in this first quarter, and the Nuggets are just 1 point behind.
Well, that was a good play by Dikembe that time. He did keep that ball alive, and the Nuggets got another shot at it, and Alfonso Ellis made that one.
Brandon, third all-time leading scorer in Pac-10 for one season when he scored 27 points in a year against in his stay at Oregon. Reminder to let you know that tonight's game is brought to you in part by your neighborhood Colorado Pontiac dealers. Final seconds of this first quarter, and Brandon palming the ball away from Robert Pack. Doherty comes out to set the pick. Brandon goes right through, and no offensive goaltending is called. That ball was sitting on the rim when Doherty tapped it through. 4 seconds. Pack trying to get the 2 back, and he does. But there may have been a whistle and a foul before, and a good foul for Cleveland because they are not over the limit. And the Nuggets now will have the ball out with 3 seconds to go.
Well, there's still plenty of time.
So it'll be inbound by Reggie Williams. Looking. Lichty completely smothered and can't get the shot off. That ends the first quarter of play. 12 minutes down at McNichols.
Budweiser, the king of beers, who reminds you.
Who has found a home once again with the Cavaliers. Signed as a free agent last year. He was cut by Indiana in November. Then in March, the Cavs signed him, and he started the last 20 games and was a vital player in their playoff drive. Right now, the Cavs are led by Gerald Wilkins with 11 points. The Nuggets have 11 points from Chris Jackson. Cleveland has won only 3 times here in Denver all time in 19 games. Nuggets 16 victories. Cleveland with 3 in this series in Denver. Starting the second quarter, Gary Plummer now will face Larry Nance, who takes it outside. Larry Nance with 8 points to get things rolling for the Cavs, and they now own their biggest lead in the game. It is Pack and Lichty in the backcourt, Mutombo in the middle with Brooks and Plummer at the forwards. Lichty can't get it going in his first couple of shots.
Well, that shot that time by Todd Lichty was a little flat. If he puts a little bit more arc on the ball, that's going to be 2 points.
Brandon and the veteran John Battle now in the backcourt for Cleveland. Mark Price gets a rest, but Doherty, Nance, and Wilkins stay in there. Brandon for 2. And it's ripped down by Dikembe Mutombo.
So that was great defense that time by the Nuggets in their rotation.
Doherty gets tagged with a personal foul, his first. And you look at Cleveland working the ball around to the open man, and they find him.
Well, but all 3 of those guys that were out there are not known for their outside shooting. So the Nuggets did a real good job that time, Al.
Mutombo's foot almost hit the bottom of the backboard. That is getting up there. But the Nuggets now have to chip away on now a 5-point deficit. Plummer guarded by Danny Ferry, who makes his first appearance. Todd Lichty 1 second on the shot clock. Nuggets unaware of what is happening on the floor. And Dennis will not pleased. Nuggets started out very quickly, running effectively, swarming defensively, but very patiently the Cavs
have worked their way back and have taken a 5-point lead. Now it is Pack trying to dribble it right into Terrell Brandon.
Well, the Nuggets came out early and they executed very well, and I think Dan's a little upset because they didn't get into play soon enough.
Shot clock now down to 6. The open man is Brooks. Now the Nuggets got it to the right guy, the right place. Danny Ferry, in his 3rd season out of Duke, trying to still pay some dividends, and he's got a long way to go. The foul on Plummer. Plummer gets his first personal foul. And Danny Ferry hung Plummer up.
Well, Danny gives a great head fake that got Gary Plummer up in the air, and only thing he could do was grab him.
Dennis looking to get a little more offense on the floor. Reggie Williams reinserted. 5-point lead by the Cavs. John Battle, the former Atlanta Hawk, who signed as a unrestricted free agent. Doherty hitting the shot. And the Cavs are getting some nice open mid-range jump shots. 8 straight points now for Cleveland. Nuggets look for their first point in the 2nd quarter. We have played 2.5 minutes.
Mutombo takes it in on Doherty, gets nothing. Williams, hook of the wrist, short. Reggie struggling tonight. Has hit 1 of 6 shots. Great play defensively by Pack, and now it is Williams racing out for the Nuggets. Pack comes back to rejoin. Williams tries again and gets the friendly rim this time.
Well, Reggie had a couple of wide open shots that time, and he has confidence going, and he's going to keep taking that shot. He's a great shooter.
And he's certainly shown that in the last few games. 63% from the field in the last 3. Little traveling music for Terrell Brandon. Marcus Liberty is back in for the Nuggets, and Gary Plummer comes out. Dan also looking for more speed than power against this Cavalier lineup. Denver now has Pack and Liberty with Williams, Brooks, and Mutombo.
So I think that's what Dan definitely wants. He wants a quicker tempo here because the Cavaliers played a tough game last night.
Well, it started out that way for Dan. Things looked very good early. Kevin Brooks targets Cantrell, the outside shot. Only Chris Jackson has been hitting from the outside. Brandon with that crossover dribble. Tim Hardaway, but he's pushed away and he is fouled. Robert Pack is hit with his first personal. Craig Elo, the 10-year veteran out of Washington State, replaces Cleveland's high scorer tonight, Gerald Wilkins, who goes out with 11. Doherty remains in there. Doherty went to 45 minutes last night against the Clippers. Great pass, and Ferry connects. Cleveland, top assist team in the league. Just about 30 assists per ball game.
Well, what they do a lot of is back picks and side picks, and usually that's the best way to get open is to set a pick for your man.
Robert Pack shows Brandon a little bit of his crossover dribble. Now the double team. Ferry is double teamed by Mutombo and Issel, and it turns into a steal. Here's Pack. And Pack really giving Brandon some fits. Great speed going one-on-one. This is a terrific matchup of Brandon and Pack.
Well, that's what Dan Issel wants Robert Pack to do, just to keep pushing the ball because these guys are tired. I know they played a tough game, and that's what Robert Pack is going to do.
Pack pushes it, and Brandon has to keep him from getting there. Chris Jackson, pulled off the bench, continues to be hot. 6 shots, 6 field goals, 1 a three-pointer. It adds up to 13 points for Chris Jackson. Cavaliers lead is 3. Ferry lets it fly. And Danny Ferry, who's averaging 7 points a game, has hit a couple of mid-range jumpers. And this is still looking to pick up the pace, and now he has Jackson and Pack sharing the backcourt. Marcus Liberty makes the fake. Mutombo twisting, turning. 3 Cavs are on him. The little guy gets in there. Now Pack hits. And the little guy comes up with a ball.
I think Mutombo got an assist on that time, Al.
Strange looking assist, but it works. Near steal again. Blocked by Mutombo, but they'll give
basket to Cleveland, a goaltend.
Well, like it's Brad Daugherty's a great passer. He looks, finds the open man underneath. Dikembe almost gets there, but goaltending.
But those are goaltendings the Nuggets will take. Make Cleveland think about it the next time when they get inside. But Cleveland, again, very methodically, has a 5-point lead. Little rough stuff going inside. Lenny Wilkin tells Brad Daugherty just cool it, because Daugherty has just picked up his second personal foul. Mutombo has none. Timeout. Chris Jackson has been the man for Dan Issel's Denver Nuggets tonight. He has not missed a shot. 6 of 6 from the field, 1 from downtown, and Chris Jackson has 13 of the Nuggets' 31. But in this quarter, the Cavs hitting their shots, and they have their biggest lead of 5. Big LaFonso Ellis, who has entertained this crowd already with one of his patented smash dunks, is back on the floor. The Nuggets now reunited some more of the starters on the field. And that's the first miss for Jackson in 7 shots. Larry Nance with Ferry and Elo up front. Daugherty gets a rush with the 2 fouls. Brandon and Battle in the backcourt for the Cleveland Cavaliers. The complete ball clubs in the NBA. They're after their 25th win, 3 games behind the Bulls in the Central Division. Elo can't keep it alive, and it's the quick hands of Chris Jackson. Now it's Jackson and Pack. Pack wheels, goes up. And it's off of Elo and out of bounds. So Robert Pack, I think, made one fake too many, faked himself out at the end.
Well, I think he kind of lost that ball on the way up. We'll see. He gets past John Battle pretty good there. Now Larry Nance may have got a piece of that.
15 seconds on the shot clock, and the Nuggets have some time to work. Pack certainly does pick up the tempo when he gets on the floor. Liberty flies in. Liberty battles with Nance, and it's off of the fingertips of Nance and out of bounds. So Denver gets it back in a full 24 seconds. We're 6 minutes into the second quarter. Nuggets 4-4 in their last 8 games. Ellis. Oh my! Reggie Williams comes flying in. And he has 6 points. A slashing Reggie Williams, who right now is averaging 17 points a game, but he also leads the Nuggets in steals, is second in assists, third in rebounds, and third in block shots. Battle rises. John Battle, very much a streak shooter, can be incredibly explosive. I don't think he was too happy when he heard that Cleveland signed Gerald Wilkins during the offseason. Certainly takes many of his minutes. There is Williams, and he's got it, and he is fouled. Reggie Williams takes it to the hoop and can get one more from the foul line. Larry Nance challenging Williams and gets his first foul.
Well, the thing that makes this play here, you see Reggie uses his body to protect the ball because Larry Nance is a great shot blocker. So if any other way he shoots that ball, I think it's a block.
And mark that down, Walt. 5:20 left in the first half, and that's the first foul shot for the Nuggets tonight. And there's a steal by Williams. Williams is going, and fouled. Williams wants the breakaway foul. I believe he will get it. It is on Craig Elo. Elo's first personal foul. And there is Williams breaking away. He's ahead of the field, and then from behind, it is Elo with a foul. Looked like a nice block there.
It was pretty close. He may have got him on the head. I think that's what the referee called.
And the second shot coming up now for Reggie Williams. No breakaway foul. So Elo goes out, and Gerald Wilkins, the only Cav in double figures with 11, comes in. Last year, Williams in 2 games against his former mates averaged 22 points a game. Reggie rises to the occasion against the Cavs, against San Antonio, another team that let him get by the LA Clippers. Reggie had 30 the other night against San Antonio. Ripped down by Liberty. The Nuggets now with an opportunity to take the lead. Pushing the ball is Jackson. Jackson with several fakes. Liberty takes it in on Ferry. One bounce to Pack, slides baseline. And Liberty catches up to that errant pass. 10 seconds to shoot. Liberty over Ferry. And Cleveland holds on to the ball and holds on to the lead. 4.5 left in the first half. Brandon, who averaged 27 points a game in Oregon, the 11th pick in the first round. This is his second year with Cleveland. From a long distance. And Danny Ferry is drilling his outside shot.
Well, that time the rotation was a little late getting to Danny Ferry. He's an excellent outside shooter, along with John Battle.
That's what the Cavaliers hope for from Ferry to help opening things up. He's 6'10", 245, but considered a small forward. From behind, it's Brandon, and he's going. Big steal by Brandon. The Nuggets were down 1 and had the ball. Now it's a 5-point Cavalier lead. And the Cavaliers are a tough team to beat when they get in front. Ellis in the crowd. And it's Battle who comes up with it. Brandon looking for Wilkins, but in the way Ellis. One-handed steal. They have gotten away with a travel at the end of it. Now Ellis did get away with a travel on that end. LaFonso looking to smash it home and focusing on that rim, forgetting the dribble.
Well, Robert Pack makes a good pass to LaFonso, and he just takes off because Tyrell Brandon just got in his way, or John Battle caused that turnover.
3:15 left in the first half. Cavs lead it 42-37. Battle very strong, but Pack comes up stronger on that one. Williams floats it ahead to Jackson. Jackson racing in past the basket. Ellis, and he is fouled. Chris Jackson thought he had a dazzler there. And he's upset at himself. Chris, the only guy who could be upset at himself for missing a shot like that.
Well, Chris is very confident in himself.
Well, that's a shot he's probably practiced 1,000 times.
Sure. I'm sure he would like to have that one back again.
He has a full head of speed, creative inside, and that is a Michael Jordan or Julius Erving. You've seen those legendary photos of Julius going under the backboard, out of bounds in the air, and floating it in. And Chris Jackson wanted to add his name to that lofty list.
I don't think Chris Jackson's hands are as big to be able to finish a shot like that, like Michael Jordan and Julius Erving could.
LaFonso makes the 2 from the foul line, and the Nuggets again creep to within 3 as we duck inside. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Brandon seeing a lot of time. Lenny Wilkins giving Mark Price and Doherty now some rest. They played a lot of time last night against the Clippers. Ellis thought he had the block. Instead, he has the foul. Ellis gets his second personal foul. And Dennis takes a timeout. 2:45 left in the first half. Participant and hoping to work closer and closer the next year or two to make it on the All-Star team. One more shot from Larry Nance. The Milk Action Update. Cavaliers 51%. That's what they shoot per ball game to lead the NBA. And the Nuggets, that outside shot not working here in the second quarter. So their percentage, which was over 50% in the first quarter, coming down. 10 points now for Larry Nance. They call him the Energizer Bunny. He's going to be 34 years old in February. Played 44 minutes last night, and he's still going strong here tonight, trying to make the All-Star team this year. Williams and Jackson in a 2-man game. Swish. And it's a dozen now for Reggie Williams. And it is a 2-man game for the Nuggets. Jackson is 13. Crossover dribble and the acceleration by Price. He saw the opening, and that's all he needed. And in a split second, he was through.
Well, what happens, like I said, Mark Price is very good at these double teams and picks and roll. He uses the picks very well. And that time, Chris Jackson didn't have a chance. Larry Nance had a great pick on it.
The foul goes to Kevin Brooks trying to help out, and here's Price to the foul line. Price this year is now 145 for 152, leading second place Chris Jackson foul shooting. And listen to this. There's a chance to miss here tonight. I say that because all his misses, all 7 of them have come on the road. He has taken 80 foul shots in the Cleveland Coliseum and hit all 80. 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Pack finds the open man, and Ellis drills it.
That was a good play by Robert Pack that time. He worked the pick and roll to perfection.
Ellis now in double figures with 10. It has been tight throughout. Ferry's been hitting the shot, and he continues to do so. Danny Ferry, 4 field goals, 5 attempts, 8 points, all in the second quarter. Pack runs by the Pack. Robert Pack turns it up, and he has 6 points.
Well, that's a good play by Robert Pack. There's a lot of easy shots out there if you push the ball, and I think Dan wants Robert Pack to do it at every opportunity.
Larry Nance bumped by Ellis. Nuggets playing in a smaller lineup. Mutombo is on the bench. 6 seconds for Cleveland to shoot. Wilkins fights his way to the basket, and it's snatched down by Ellis. Here comes Pack looking for the right-hand dribble. Williams for 2. Got it. Reggie Williams now on fire. 14 points for Williams, and he takes over the team lead. 1 point more than Chris Jackson, and he pulls the Nuggets to within 1. Williams made 1 of his first 7 shots. He has since come back with 4 straight. Price, no. Nance gets away with a push-off, but the Nuggets come away with a basket. Now trying to come away with the lead. Chris Jackson, watched by Brandon. 1 point Cavalier lead with 35 seconds in the half. Pack sweeps around. And Anderson smashes it in with the left hand, and he is fouled.
First of all, Robert Pack gets the ball. He's the one that's penetrating, and that just makes so many things happen good for your team when you're under control and penetrate in the middle. Good pass, and LaFonso Ellis knows how to finish him.
Ellis, 12 points.
Great pass by Robert Pack, and it looked better when it was finished by LaFonso Ellis playing to the crowd. And the Nuggets have bounced back in front by 1. So Brad Daugherty comes in for the last 30 seconds. Ellis now to try to complete this 3-point play. 7 straight points for the Nuggets. They were down 48-43. And the small guard lineup working for Dan Issel here in the late stages of the second quarter.
Well, Cleveland doesn't want this type of tempo. They want to slow it down, get the lead, milk the clock.
They have 10 seconds to shoot. Landon, all the way, got it. And it is all tied up, but the Nuggets will get the last shot in the half. They have plenty of time as Williams races it across. Ellis for 3. And it leaves Cleveland with 4-3-2. And Nance gives it a run. And Dan Issel looking out, thinking, what was Reggie Williams' hurry? And I think he's going to mention something right there. And he mentioned it to Ellis, who let it go with a good 7 seconds, 6 seconds left on the clock. But hustled back after trailing by 5 in the last few minutes of the second quarter to tie it up at 50. And now we start the second half of play. Good one going here at McNichols Arena. And Price starts off by hitting that shot. So much for his 1 of 5 from the field in the first half. Cleveland with the 2-point lead. And I guess with Jackson and Williams, Mutombo, Ellis, and Liberty. Marcus Liberty getting the start in the absence of Mark Macon, and Liberty strikes. That's his second field goal.
That was a good shot by Marcus that time. He was under control, didn't force it, took his time, and he's a much better player when he does it that way.
Macon with a sprained right wrist, has a cast on the wrist, missing tonight. Will miss Monday's home game against Christian Laettner in the Minnesota Timberwolves. And they'll take the cast off and re-examine the wrist. Nuggets can only hope, they say, to get him back as soon as Wednesday at Golden State or Thursday here against the Nets. Very busy schedule for the Nuggets. 5 games in the next 8 days. The injury to Macon could not have come at a worse time. Nance wheels, and Mutombo reels in the rebound. Only his 5th of the game. Tied up at 52. Ellis wants the ball. Overplayed by Daugherty.
And Denver will have it with 16 seconds on the shot clock. 7th season out of North Carolina, Brad Doherty, the 7-footer, an all-star. And quite frankly, his name isn't up there, but should be with the big 3, should be a big 4 when you talk about the best centers in the league, along with Ewing, Robinson, and Olajuwon. Ripped down by Nance, who leads the rebounders with 7. Wilkins on the run. That's when he's at his best. And he gets the open field. 13 points now for Gerald Wilkins, the younger brother of Dominique. Williams looks to tie it up, but gets out of control. Thought he was pushed, and out pushing the pace for Cleveland. Open man is Elo, who has been invisible tonight. Ripped down by LaFonso Ellis, and now it is Reggie Williams finds liberty. The ever opportune Reggie Williams with 16 points.
And this is a pace that the Nuggets have to keep up. Cleveland doesn't want this type of pace. It plays against them.
2:15 into the second half. Elo. Now it's Wilkins back to Elo, who was once cut by the Houston Rockets. Doherty uses the body to find his position. Liberty with a man over his back, and they'll say it's off of Wilkins and out of bounds. So Marcus Liberty, Walt, has an opportunity here tonight. He was benched the last 2 games, did not get off the wood against San Antonio and Dallas, and all of a sudden thrust into the starting lineup. Shades of the Doug Moe era.
Yes, that's true, but you don't know when you're going to get your chance, but when you do, you just got to be ready.
Daniel playing a hunch. Ellis can't connect. Doherty loses to the quick hands of Williams. Throws it up there to Mutombo. Ellis smashes it home. Reggie Williams knew he had his 2 big guys there around the rim, and just heaved it up there. Figured one of them would get it.
Oh, yeah. Well, they got some rested legs, and Cleveland looks a little tired. The Nuggets got to keep the pressure on right now.
Williams continues to hound, and they get it. Here's Williams, 3-on-1 with Price. He'll take it all alone. Gliding in is Reggie Williams. 18 now for Williams, and Lenny Wilkins, mild-mannered, but staring down the referee as he calls a timeout. And the Denver Nuggets now. Reggie Williams not just throwing up a prayer. Mutombo didn't get it, but Ellis did. And bailing out is Mr. Larry Nance. And Alfonso Ellis putting together a little highlight reel of slam dunks here tonight. Putting his own highlight reel together is Gerald Wilkins. 15 points to lead the Cavs in scoring. The Nuggets by 2. Nuggets trying to make it 2 in a row. And 5 of the last 9. Ellis cross court to Williams. He has the hot hand. Nance over the back of Mutombo, and it stays right there, says referee Ronnie Nunn. And Larry Nance has his 3rd personal foul. And Lenny Wilkins does not have John Williams to go to. Williams is out with an injury. He's missed the last 10 games because of a sprained right hand.
Well, Dikembe has great position. He has the inside position, and Larry Nance just went over his back and got the foul.
Jackson, the quick stutter step, reverse, twisting and turning. Price stays with him. 15 on the shot clock, no rush. Nuggets move the ball around well on the perimeter. Now Mutombo takes it in on Doherty. Ahead of the field is Wilkins. And hustling back, Liberty and Jackson. But for 3, it's Price. And it was only a matter of time. He has hit 62 of 131 this year. Nearly 50% from downtown. And if Price starts sizzling, the Nuggets could be in deep trouble. 1-point lead for the Cavs on that 3-pointer.
Well, what the Nuggets can do to help Chris Jackson is start setting some picks on Mark Price. That'll take some of this out of him.
Reggie Williams gathers another loose ball in. Liberty has Ferry on him.
Good patience by Marcus that time.
Ellis fires. And you saw Doherty, great box out on Mutombo. Now Wilkins spun around by Williams. Nance triple team. Mutombo coming on. And it will be Dikembe? No. The foul not on Mutombo, but it is on Marcus Liberty. 3rd foul on Liberty. And taking a breather is Reggie Williams.
Well, Joe Wilkins gets away from Marcus and Reggie Williams, makes a good pass. Larry Nance takes it to the hole, gets fouled.
Liberty will be coming out in favor of Todd Lichty.
Well, tonight we're seeing 3 of the top free throw shooters in the league.
Larry Nance at number 5.
Yes.
There you see his percentage. And consider the fact, as a rookie, first season he shot 64% from the foul line. Last year shot 82. He should be working with Jerome Lane.
Yes.
I tell you, if Jerome Lane doesn't get it after a stint with Cleveland, with Mark Price the best foul shot, I wonder if Price has worked with Jerome. I don't think so, because Jerome this year has hit 3 of 16 foul shots.
Well, I think everyone's worked with Jerome, but he's just got to take it upon himself.
The kamikaze kid strikes. Todd Lichty, his first field goal. And the Nuggets are now just 1 point behind. There's the time left in the third. Price and Doherty, one of the best 1-2 punchers in the league, ranked right up there with Stockton and Malone. This one goes against number 22, Larry Nance. And Nance has, well, they say now the 3rd personal foul. We had him for 3, but that was his 3rd. We were trying to get him into a little more foul trouble. Add some gray hairs to the head of Lenny Wilkins. Cavaliers come in 2nd place in the Central Division, just 3 games behind the Chicago Bulls. Cavs 24 wins, 15 losses. Lichty pitches it out to Ellis. Jackson, hook to the wrist. Got it. 15 points now for Chris Jackson. 7 of 12 from the field. Been shooting over 50% the last few games. And the Nuggets bounce in front by 1.
Well, the Nuggets shoot a higher percentage when they're patient and not missing a shot.
Nance with a hook shot. And he has 14. And quickly down is Todd Lichty, picked up by Ferry. When John Williams is in there for the Cavaliers, between Williams and Nance, there's such a threat in blocking shots that teams have to beat him from the outside. There's Price at his best.
And Mark Price, to make this play, you got to go hard. And the offensive guy has the advantage. And it's just a foul. There's nothing you can do about that when you take the ball to the hole that strong.
Price has hit all 4 of his foul shots tonight to increase his lead over Chris Jackson. Jackson has not been to the foul line. So that gives Cleveland a 4-point lead. Price has missed 3 games this year. Cavs have lost all 3. And now the outside shooting touch getting cold for the Nuggets in this 3rd quarter. Cleveland has won 7 and lost 10 on the road. They're 17-5 at home. But they've won 5 of the last 7 away from Cleveland. Doherty using the body. He gets the double team and generally find the right man to throw it to. Wilkins twisting and turning. And it's reeled in by Dikembe Mutombo.
That was good defense by the Nuggets that time. They rotated to the right guy.
Williams stays with it in the crowd. Oh, my! Reggie Williams makes it happen. In a sea of blue jerseys, and Williams, against his former Cavalier mates, now has 20 points. 2-point Cav lead. Off the screen. Price no. But Curry is there for the rebound.
Well, we got lucky on that play that time because Mark Price got a good pick from Brad Doherty. Had a wide open jumper. Usually that's 2 points.
That's the 4th foul on the Nuggets, so no shooting. And it's Reggie Jackson weaving some magic. He's a real slasher, and he gets among 3 Cavs and beats the big man. Back the other way on air ball, and Lenny Wilkins looking on, sees the Nuggets now with another opportunity to tie the game. This is a very quick moving ball game.
Not a lot of foul shooting.
4 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Nuggets, as you see, feeling a little bit of a chill here in the 3rd. Jackson trying to do something about that. 17 now for Chris Jackson. And this is the 8th time this game has been tied. The lead has changed about a dozen times. Ferry Ferry, he has been on target tonight. 5 of 6 from the field. Cleveland Cavaliers getting it from Danny Ferry on this evening.
Well, the Nuggets, like I said, Al, in the first half, just picks, back picks, or screens are giving them a little trouble. They're going to have to talk to each other a little bit more.
7 on the shot clock. Jackson gets a little shove from Price. Williams off the mark, but brought down by Mutombo. And on the wrist was Mark Price. So Price has his first personal foul, going up against the 7'2" Dikembe Mutombo. Nuggets looking for some outside shooting. So Kevin Brooks goes in, although he replaces their big scorer, Reggie Williams, giving Williams a little bit of a rest.
Well, the bench has got to come through the second half. I think Cleveland's bench outscored us the first half, so we need a little help from our bench.
Nuggets have 12 points off the bench, 6 of those by Robert Pack. 10 seconds. Jackson squirts in.
Good ball movement, good pass by Todd Lichty.
And the game is tied for the 9th time tonight, and Lenny Wilkins wants to talk it over. Reggie Williams with 20 points, Chris Jackson with 19, and we once again are even Steven. Jackson has 19 and Reggie Williams with 20 points. And you see the scoring difference from the bench. Nuggets getting 6 points from Pack. Let's add 2 points also from Todd Lichty. 8 points for the Nuggets off the bench. This Nuggets showing the Cleveland Cavaliers a little of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah. I thought Chris Jackson was going to show us one of his dunks on that play, Al.
Had that opportunity. He had that golden moment. I think he's saving those dunks for the All-Star Classic. John Battle back in, guarded by Pack, who is sharing the backcourt again with Chris Jackson. 2:40 left in the third, and Price is right on again from downtown. They had a cold first half, but it is now the second half of play. Cleveland staying in there with Price cold, and now he has 11 points in the third quarter. 2 3-pointers. Brooks, no. Mutombo fights, so does Ellis. Ellis over Doherty. And here come the Cavs on the run, leading by 3. There's Price. See, he's established himself already. He's hit the 2 3-pointers, so he makes the fake from, he hits the 2 3-pointers. He makes the fake, and then Jackson gets him on the drive.
Yes, you'll see it. Gives a little head fake, and then he goes. Chris has to foul him. That's what an outside shooter, he's doubly tough because he can penetrate also.
He's 5 for 5.
Over the last 3 years, Mark Price, when he has been injured, that's the closest he's come to miss.
He's hit the rim on 2 of them.
Last 3 years, when Price has been injured, the Cavs are 30 and 55. When he's been playing, they're 102 and 59. And there is a miss from the foul line by Mark Price. Only the 8th miss this year in 156 shots. He had hit his first 6. So Chris Jackson right now, if he hits about 60 in a row, will take over first place from Price. But Price dishing it off, knocked away by Jackson, who is quickly making the transition to defense.
Yeah, so it was a good move that Chris got back because they had a layup for Larry Nance.
1:53 left in the third quarter, and the Cavs by 4. Battle out to Price, has the screen from Nance. There's another screen for Battle. From underneath, Larry Nance extends the fingertips and has 16 points. Price with 18, Nance with 16, Wilkins with 15. And right now it's Doherty just doing the little things to nullify a Mutombo to make the difference. He's not scoring tonight, has only 7 points. He gets this foul, though. That's the 3rd foul on Doherty. So Doherty and Nance each with 3. Anderson looking for some more spark, and he brings in Todd Lichty. And he'll give Chris Jackson a breather. Jackson leaves with 19. A minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Cavs lead it by 6. the shot clock. Brooks is several inches over Battle. Mutombo smashes it home. That is only the second field goal of the night for Dikembe. 4 points, but also it goes as his 10th rebound. So a rebound and a field goal on one swipe. 74-70, Cleveland. Battle. Run down by Robert Pack. Nuggets racing out. Pack into the hands of Brooks. Mutombo wants it again. Remember, he's being guarded by Doherty with 3. Ellis comes up short. Upstairs goes Pack. He's called for the foul. Going over 6'10", Danny Ferry.
Well, LaFonso Ellis takes the outside shot. Robert Pack has a good running start. It looks like a good play to me. I think he outjumped Danny Ferry.
Nuggets would have preferred the jump ball on that.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Danny Ferry, the unsung hero for the Cavs in this game tonight, will have a couple of foul shots. He doesn't miss too many of those. 86% from the foul line. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by your Colorado Lexus dealers, CUNY and Stevenson. 12 points now for Danny Ferry. He's missed 1 shot this evening. 5 of 6 from the field, 2 of 2 from the foul line. And the Cavs by 6. This is considered a big lead in tonight's game. Inside the final 25 seconds. Ellis gets position, but it won't go. And now the Cavs can take their biggest lead into the 4th quarter. If they hit this basket, they'll be up by 8. Brandon takes a look. Price getting a rest at the end of this 3rd quarter. Into the 4th quarter.
And the crowd into this game, and we play much better when we get them energized.
The hook by Nance by Rex. Rejected Williams, who gives away about 3 inches. Also with that great anticipation and quick jumping ability. Williams doing everything right against a team that cut him. And happy to let him go. Brandon way off the mark, and there's Williams in the crowd. But Ferry with the save. Danny Ferry could turn out to be the key player for Cleveland tonight. That's a backcourt violation. Nuggets get a break, but Walt, they now have to score. They've had their opportunities, but have come up dry in the last 4 or 5 minutes of this game.
Well, I like to see they've had some outside shots. Kevin Brooks went to the hole 1 time. I like to see him take the ball to the hole, put a little bit more pressure on the defense.
And it's the Nuggets with fewer turnovers. That an oddity in a game against Cleveland. Lichty, still ice from the floor for the Nuggets. They have gone cold. Brandon from behind. Pack tries. There's Ferry. He's been hot. Swish. 6 of 7 from the field. Danny Ferry, at least tonight, looking like the 2nd pick in the draft. A tired Cleveland Cavalier club, but Danny Ferry is bailing them out. Down by 8 against the tough Cleveland Cavaliers. 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Gary Palmer with a loose ball. Still loose. Reggie Williams is created shot. And all the whistles are blowing. 24-second violation is called by referee Mike Callahan.
Well, I thought the ball hit the backboard on this one.
Yep. Well, it's got to touch the rim, and it never did. Scurrying all over the place, Reggie Williams. So the Cavaliers now with a chance to take a 10-point lead. Cleveland has won 4 straight. In the last 20 games, they have won 15. They are making a move on Chicago in the Central Division, just 3 games behind. And Dan Issel waits patiently as referee Ronnie Nunn straightening out the scores table on the shot clock and the time remaining. 9:51 to go. And the Cavs have the full complement of the 24 as they bring it down. They will be very careful. They want to open up that 10-point lead. They'll be patient, looking for the shot. In the meantime, Mark Price continues to rest, and they get 2 and maybe more. 6 straight points now for the Cavs, and they open up their biggest lead in the game.
Well, Larry Nance makes a great pass inside to Brad Daugherty, and Robert Pack's a little too small to contest that shot.
Although he was right up there with it.
Yeah, doesn't have the weight though.
Brad Daugherty, who came over from Philadelphia in return for Roy Hinson. Where is he now? Jackson over Daugherty. And right now, the cold shooting of the Nuggets have gotten them into hot water.
Yes, and it's letting these Cleveland milk the clock. They're going to use all 24 seconds. Makes Denver play the defense.
Looked inside to Daugherty. Yanked down by Williams. Nuggets in a hurry. Williams turning Nance around. And he was fouled. If it's Nance, it's his 4th. It could have been battle, but they do say Larry Nance. So 4 fouls on Nance. If there's anything that may turn the game, it could be Nance coming out. But right now, Wilkins will stay with the veteran, who will know that he'll just have to pull back a little bit on the aggressiveness. Which is hard for Larry Nance to do.
Oh, yeah.
LaFonso set up by Chris Jackson.
Good pick and roll play that time by Chris Jackson and LaFonso Ellis, and Chris hits the open man.
First basket for the Nuggets in this quarter. Brandon, no. Nuggets have to turn this into points. Back on the move. Battle backtracking. Chris Jackson finds a seam. So does Mutombo. Quick 4 points for the Nuggets. And it gets Lenny Wilkins up in front of his bench and calling a 20-second timeout. Wants to talk it over. A mini run here by the Denver Nuggets. And I believe they may have called a full timeout. Dan Issel has seen some fantastic finishes by his young Nugget club, and hoping that they set up a sensational finish in this one. Down by 11 moments ago, but the Nuggets picking up the pace have scored the last 4 points. And now it's a 7-point game. Cavs experiencing a near nightmare last night after leading by 18 early in the 4th period against the Clippers in Los Angeles. Clippers brought it all the way to within 2 with 3 minutes left when Mark Price hit a 3-pointer and a running baseline shot and pulled the Cavs away. And right now, Lenny Wilkins is resting Mark Price. If the Nuggets get any closer, you could be sure Price will be entering. Lenny Wilkins checking things out on the floor. Hall of Famer. Battle, no. Reeled in by Ellis, and the Nuggets trying to put a streak together here and get back into the hunt. Nuggets setting up on the offense. Williams picked up by Nance. Williams with the fake, picked up by Battle, but Williams with the twirl, and Ellis is fouled. Reggie Williams putting on a myriad of moves. And it's foul number 4 on Brad Daugherty. And here comes Price back on for the Cavs. Move number 1, move number 2, move number 3.
Well, Reggie does the right thing. He has a big guy on him, and he takes it to the hole, tries to create something for himself or his teammate.
Lenny Wilkins going now with the small lineup in the backcourt. Both Price and Brandon are in. Pack explodes. That will be Cleveland ball. They said it hit Mutombo before it hit the support. And the call gets no support from Dan Issel. Pack was there. He tries for that reverse from underneath. That's a
Like a jump ball.
big play for the Cavs. Nearly lose it again. Rejected, but they'll say a goaltending. And Mutombo, in disbelief, falls to the floor. Let's get another look. Is the ball coming down? From this angle. And Danis all over the officials for that call. Mutombo now, and he gets the foul. Oh no, they'll call it on Mutombo. And Danis will be wrestling with a possible tee here. Two big calls against Mutombo. That would have been the 5th on Doherty. Well, in one respect, maybe that fires the Nuggets up. They still have 7 minutes to go. But now trailing by 9 with Cleveland in possession. Denver comes up with the ball. Danisel yells go to the young team. Here's Jackson. He stops and pops. Oh! Stay here, says Hugh Evans, the veteran. And we'll see who the call is on. If it's on Doherty, and he certainly indicates that it might be, that's his 5th. The foul is called on Doherty, as you could see, coming from behind with a push on Mutombo. Lenny Wilkins is keeping Doherty in there with the 5 fouls. So Mutombo goes to work. Pack steps inside. Little jumper.
Good move by Robert Pack to shorten that shot. He had Larry Nance contesting it on the first attempt.
The crowd getting into this one, and Lenny Wilkins wants a timeout. He has to talk to the plane back in town. He was covering that Peruvian tetherball tournament. Was that was it Lima or Lima, Peru that you just came from?
Lima, Peru, and the Peru team came out on top, Al. They're a marvelous team. I did predict that. Yes, you always told me that the only part that mattered in the NBA was the 4th quarter anyhow. By the way, Dan Issel, to more important matters, wants his team to limit, obviously, Cleveland a 1 shot and really pick up the tempo. Dan's hot. I thought he was going to buy a technical last time up the floor. Him and Ronnie Nunn will not be going out for dinner after this ball game. Al, good to be back from Peru. It's a great flight.
Great to have you. I don't think Dan right now wants to give Mark Price a gift point by getting the tee. He'll reel back a little bit. Nance goes in and hits. Nance has 4 fouls. Doherty has 5. Doherty is now sitting on the bench. So Nance moves to the middle against Mutombo with Ferry, Wilkins up front, and Price and Brandon in the backcourt. Nuggets again, Jackson and Pack with Mutombo, Ellis, and Williams. Quick. 10th field goal of the night for Chris Jackson.
He got a great pick from Reggie Williams that time.
21 points for Jackson. One of those field goals, a 3-pointer. It's a 7-point Cavalier lead. Starts inside, rejected. But they'll give a goaltending to Wilkins again. So Mutombo's 2nd goaltend. Cleveland still takes it to him. Now, is this ball coming down? They say yes. It looks like the same plane as the other one. Question is, did you think the other one was coming down? 87-78 Cleveland. Pack in the pack. Jackson guarded by Brandon. Price on Pack. The double team, Mutombo. Nice. Great pass by Mutombo. Great pass by Pack. If this were a hockey game, there'd be 2 assists on that play. Again, the Nuggets within 7. Inside 5 minutes left. It's been a terrific ball game. Ooh, Price spun around. And Price takes offense. Mutombo, after the bump, even showed an indication where he's going to help Price up, but a fiery Mark Price looking to go at 7'2" Dikembe Mutombo. There's Wilkins out there to settle him down. Price going in. We'll see Mutombo now. Well, Price is in the air, and there you see he tried to catch him originally. Price going right at him, and the save made by Ellis. They may be calling a flagrant foul on Mutombo, saying that there was an intent to injure with Price hung up in the air. Now, from that angle, you can't see Mutombo moving in. On the other angle, it appeared as if he was. It's a nugget calming down the Cavalier Mark Price. So Price will get the foul shots, and Cleveland will get the ball back. Price has actually missed a foul shot tonight. 7 of 8 from the line. Leading foul shooter in the league. Leading foul shooter all time in the NBA. Once again, and the referees deemed that Mutombo moved into Price, and this foul goes against Terrell Brandon. It's an 8-point game, getting a little out of control at this point, certainly heating up. There's the time remaining, more than enough for the Nuggets to come back in this one. Jackson gets the screen and finds Mutombo. And he is fouled by Ferry, who very quickly tries to help Mutombo. Remember, it was Ferry who went at it with Michael Jordan last year in the playoffs.
Well, this time the Nuggets executed very well.
And Dan Issel has just been hit with a technical. And he is hit by Mike Callahan, the official. Might have gotten a little sarcastic when the call was finally made on that Ferry foul against Mutombo. Dan you don't want to get technicals in this kind of situation with Mark Price on the floor. But Dan has been storing that up all game. Take a look at the face of Dan Issel. This is the time you may want to shoot Dan up and get him on the floor.
Yes. Work off some of that energy.
Mutombo will have the 2 shots. This goes back in the foul from third. 8 points for Mutombo. And Dan Issel getting some help from the courtside fans, getting all over Mike Callahan. Fans can say whatever they want. They're not going to get the tee. Mutombo comes through, hits the 2 foul shots. And the Nuggets inch to within 7. Ferry with Ellis right on him. 10 seconds for Cleveland to shoot. Wilkins stirring all over. Down to 5 seconds. Hands hits a big shot. He has been hitting every big shot from outside.
Well, that time Cleveland executed. You're going to have to take it from this team because they're not going to beat themselves.
20 points to go along with 14 rebounds for Nance. Reggie Williams gets it back. He calls a 3, but the official calls a 2. 2-pointer for Williams. He has 22 to lead all Nugget scorers. Chris Jackson with 21. There is number 21 to number 22. Price loves these moments. He wants the ball in his hand because he's a threat in so many ways. Whether he hits the 3-point shot, penetrates the dish off to the open man, or gets to the foul line. This is where Mark Price beats you. He doesn't mind a close game.
Oh, no. Well, he's also tough. What the Nuggets want to do is try to double team him in that pick and roll situation. And like you said, Mark Price is just too quick and smart.
And Dan Issel goes now to the smaller lineup. He takes out Dikembe Mutombo. Down to 3.5 minutes left. The Nuggets on the run. Racing out is Robert Pack. Williams picked up by Price. And now the Nuggets shift into the half-court offense. Can't use too much time. Down by 7. Price on the hold inside. The bigger Williams taking advantage. Has only the second foul on Mike Price. So an adjustment by Lenny Wilkins, a defensive specialist, a disruptive defensive player in Elo. Along the lines of the Bill Hanslick, replaces Ferry. So Lenny Wilkins now going smaller.
Yes, Craig Elo has had a long rest too, Al.
3:11 left. Reggie Williams looking to cash in with the clock stopped. And the Nuggets now to within 6. Slowly but surely, Nuggets starting to eat up some ground. They trailed by as many as 11 here in the fourth quarter. It's now trimmed to 5.
See, we need to stop here and a basket, and it'll get the crowd into the game.
Price, Elo, Brandon, Wilkins, and Nance. Fake by Wilkins, but Ellis gets him. Here the Nuggets racing out. Williams, and it's tipped away by Cleveland. Nuggets do get their stop, and they get the ball going, but can't connect. Still have it with 20 seconds on the shot clock and 2:52 left in the fourth quarter. A basket here, and it's a 3-point game. Jackson flicks the wrist. Whoosh. 23 for Chris Jackson. The 11-point game is down to 3, and the crowd is alive and standing as Lenny Wilkins of the Cleveland Cavs has called a timeout. 20-second timeout to regroup for Cleveland.
Well, it's just great execution on this out-of-bounds play. They try to usually get the ball to Chris Jackson or Reggie Williams, the team's two best outside shooters. Chris finishes it for us.
23 for Jackson, 24 for Williams. LaFonso Ellis, 19. And LaFonso got that started on the other end with a block shot of Gerald Wilkins. So the Nuggets with a run, and have sliced it to 3 points. And this has been the signature of the Dan Issel team. A young club that just won't fold up. Even in games they've had the lead against Dallas, against the Knicks here at McNichols Arena, when they built up a lead, they're able to stave off the challenge. And real nice signs from the young club. Well, can they go all the way over the top in this one tonight? We have 2.5 minutes to find out. And Brad Doherty, with the 5 fouls, gets himself back in the game. Bumping with Mutombo, who returns. Price bumps with... Oh, Brandon upstairs, sneaks in. And the Nuggets looking around, wondering what hit him. Brandon and Pack, very similar type ball players. And a big shot, big basket for Cleveland. Elo, no match for Ellis. LaFonso gets it to Mutombo.
Good move by Mutombo. He got his feet together by taking a dribble, and he shoots the ball much better when he's under control.
Again, it's 3. Again, it's Brandon. Elo open. Ripped down by Williams. Williams threading his way. There's Jackson. And that hand by Elo stopped Williams from getting off the shot. 137 and counting. Chris Jackson, kick of the wrist for 3. That would have tied the ball game. Instead, Price comes back. Robert Pack picks him up immediately. Nance has been making those big outside shots. 3-point lead for the Cavs. Nance is stripped and he loses. Denver ball. And Denver calls a timeout. With the basketball. .110 left.
For Reggie Williams, this play is set up for Reggie.
The double team, 2 Nuggets bunched together, 6 seconds to shoot. Ellis taking it in on the shot blocker, Nance, and beats him. It's a 1-point game. Inside a minute to go. Will it be another fantastic finish? They're all standing at McNichols Arena. Nuggets looking for the stop. It's in the hands of Price. Back to Doherty. And he makes the big shot to silence the crowd. And there it is down the stretch, the two-man game. Price so cool under pressure and finds Doherty wide open for the shot.
Well, that time, Al, the rotation didn't get to Brad Doherty in time. LaFonso Ellis was a little late. Went for the block, but Brad Doherty arched it right over him. Great play.
39 seconds to go. Still plenty of time to maneuver. Nuggets don't have to go for the three-pointer right here. LaFonso takes it in against your guy, Larry Nance.
Well, he does the right thing. He keeps his body with Larry. Once you have that space in between, Larry Nance gets to use his jumping ability, his long arm, and block the shot. So LaFonso Ellis is doing a good job.
And it's one.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation here, Al. You want to take a good, quick shot if it's there, but you also like to take something going to the hole, too.
Reggie Williams will inbound. Jackson comes out. He's backcourt right now, nearly 5 seconds. Well, the Nuggets using some valuable ticks on the clock. Jackson, he's in three-point land, and he tries to tie it. Yes! Oh, mounted at 95. The Nuggets were just a flick of the wrist away. All right, the shot differential. 14 seconds for Cleveland to shoot. Here's Price, fakes the three. Nance, wild shot. And the Nuggets have the ball. And the Nuggets have called a timeout. The Nuggets with a chance to win. The big crowd of over 17,000 celebrating this Nugget comeback. They were down by 11 here in the fourth quarter. And with 10.6 seconds to go, it's all theirs to the taking. This game has been tied 10 times. Chris Jackson, the second coming down. And Brandon right in his face. Didn't need that much room to put it up. Nothing but net. Chris Jackson downtown for the second time tonight. And that one wipes out the three-point deficit.
Well, Chris Jackson has done that all year long. I'm amazed the confidence he has in his three-point shooting ability. That was a big shot.
Here's how close this game has been. Jackson now leads all scorers with 26 points. Actually, when the Nuggets had their problems inbounding and used some valuable seconds, it left Jackson to take the three-pointer. Otherwise, they probably would have gone for the two. Will Jackson be the man in the spotlight for the last shot? Jackson, who's certainly shown before that he can hit that last shot, ask the Los Angeles Clippers, and he'll be taking this one, if he is, from closer than 50 feet.
Well, I looked for Chris Jackson or Reggie Williams to take this shot, and I'd like to see him take it with a couple seconds on the shot clock so LaFonso Ellis and Dikembe Mutombo can get offensive rebound.
Nuggets have to take it from the backcourt, but that's fine because the floor is a little more spread if they could at least inbound. It's now in the hands of Jackson, working the clock, tie ball game 95. There's the time remaining. Jackson walks in. Nuggets better get back, but a timeout is called. The floor was open wide. Chris Jackson flipped the lane. Jackson's dramatics put the Nuggets in front by 2 with 3 seconds on the nose left in the ball game. 97-94, Denver.
Well, I'd like to see if we can get a replay of that, and we can see the pick LaFonso Ellis set on Terrell Brandon.
And Chris Jackson is energized. The floor is wide open. Nuggets taking the ball in the backcourt. Great crossover dribble. Chris Jackson went through 4 of the 5 Cavaliers on the drive.
Here's that pick, Al.
Snaking his way through traffic. And the finger roll at the conclusion. And Chris Jackson, knowing he better get back on the defensive end. If Cleveland would have rushed the ball in, they may have had a better chance. Now you think about Cleveland has Doherty and Anson there down low. They also have Mark Price to maybe try to take it home with a 3-pointer. And enough time, 3 seconds, Walt, you know, more than enough.
Plenty of time, and they probably going to have it at half court because I don't think they inbounded the ball and dribbled it.
Last 2 minutes, the Nuggets on a 9-2 run to turn this thing around. Nugget fans here have seen it before, and that's why they have really taken to this young Nugget club. Never quit, always battling back. Tonight from 11 behind, and we'll see if they could pull it off. Everybody standing at McNichols Arena, the 5th sellout of the season. 17,022. Greg Elo will inbound. Nuggets toying with a possible timeout, and they call it. Wanted to see how Lenny Wilkins and the Cavs set up. And Walt, could you see anything from the way they set up that would give Dan Issel any kind of an indication of what the Cavs were going for, at least on that attempt?
Well, I'm pretty sure what they're going to try to do, first of all, the first option is to get the ball into Mark Price's hand. But the defense has got to be careful because they can throw it over the top to Doherty or Nance. So the defense has got to be active, and they got to talk to each other.
All right, let's throw it down to Drew, see if he has any info.
Well, a couple of moments ago, Dan Issel was after the officials. As you know, it was amazing the way this thing has come down, because I thought the technical got the Nuggets completely out of it when they were down by 9. Al, you made a great point. It energized the team. And Chris Jackson, I don't think the fans here would disagree. He has never been finer than the last couple of moments. Big 3 and the finger roll down the stretch.
28 points for Chris Jackson, including the last 5. Reggie Williams jumping in front of Elo. Price comes out in the hands of Brandon over Mutombo. The Nuggets win! A dramatic comeback to knock off the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Nuggets storm back from an 11-point deficit in the 4th. And for the horse Dan Issel, once again we can say, and down the stretch they came. The wire, the Denver Nuggets with another of their big victories of the season. They've done it against the Knicks. They've done it against San Antonio in dramatic fashion. And they win. Chicago will have